Hello and welcome to AdaPulse, the channel that brings you news, some of the catalyst proposals, and some of the emerging projects that are coming through the Cardano ecosystem. And today we are navigating the concept of decentralized identity in Cardano. And as usual, can be found on the AdaPulse website, along with all the other items that we don't get time to make videos for. And this is by LIBERLION, one of our great technical writers on the AdaPulse team. Now, please do remember that to like, share, subscribe, hit that bell button to get notified as soon as we have content available. And do comment below. We want to hear what you guys are thinking. And please share far and wide because we want to educate as many people as possible. And please do remember you can further support the AdaPulse channel by delegating your ADA to either Swag, Zod, or myself, ATM. Now, I'm Josh from ATM Stake Pool and AdaPulse. Let's crack on with this. We all have our identity. The definition of identity is who you are, and you can look that one up in the dictionary if you don't believe me. Identity is not only the name of a person, but also the traits, the characteristics, and most importantly, the individual history, all of which differentiate humans from each other. So we're talking about personal identity, which is the most basic since, cultural, national, or religious identity can be associated with it. Identity is the most precious thing we have. You could say that private property is, but without identity, we cannot have property. Or you could also say that life is the most important thing for a person. And we agree. But for people's lives to have value, they must have an identity. If our identity is erased, we lose all belonging. Who gives the identity? The identity is our own. We give ourselves identity with our physical features and behaviour. The state doesn't give us our identity, but rather registers it and attests to who we are. But we also have virtual identities and social networks, which speak for themselves, since there are many people who dare say things on Twitter or Facebook, but they wouldn't actually say them in real life. But it shows a trait, and with this information, a professional psychologist could put together an identifying personality profile. So therefore, the identity is our own, and we build it over time, and managing it is our responsibility and right. The decentralized digital identity. Identity management is a powerful tool to be able to prove ownership or access, or also responsibility and sanctions. Anonymity doesn't generate incentives for merit, since there's no punishment for authors of bad actions, nor are there rewards for good ones. Therefore, a totally anonymous society is negative, while the privacy of individuals managing their identity is the best incentive. The ownership of a wallet in Cardano or any other blockchain, and when I say ownership, I mean owning the private keys, is not identity, but property, since we own the cryptocurrencies that are registered there. But that doesn't prove who we are. Digital identity, also known as Identity 2.0 to some, is online identity verification using blockchain technology centered on the user. The digital identity contains a quantity of information of the individual, stored and available to be shared. But it is only considered decentralized when it's not managed by a central authority. And instead, it's the owner of the data who manages them exclusively, who possesses and who exhibits them. So identity validation should not be confused with the management and provision of the data, since a third party, such as a state or university or institution, can validate the data contained in an identity. But if it is decentralized, those certifiers cannot manage the data nor dispose of it because it's not their own. Large-scale data breaches in recent times have severely undermined customer confidence in the ability of companies to keep personal data, secure. Cambridge Analytica and Equifax have become synonymous with identity theft, and, by extension, this distrust of corporate entities, which until now were free to manage and handle the sensitive data of millions of people. Another problem arises with identity theft for impersonation. That is the use of an individual's personal identification by another person without the owner's permission. This spoofing is often used to commit fraud, basically, usually resulting in someone losing money. In an article by LIBERLION months ago, he dealt with this subject in a bit more detail. And so I'll put a link in the description below. But now let's go on to explain the identity developments that are currently being built on Cardano. Identity projects in Cardano. Catalyst is our project incubator. Since in its 8 completed funds, it's financed more than 900 proposals. Many of the proposals are related to identity, and some were chosen. Obviously, we can't cover them all. I mean, it'd be pretty freaking long, and so we're just going to go through some of the main ones. On the Lido Nation site, a great educational platform, you can see the 271 proposals in Catalyst, which are somehow related to identity. You can see it on the Cardano project too. Just type in the word identity in the search engine, and there you are. Atala Prism. Atala Prism is probably one of the most famous ones. It's a self-sovereign identity, or an SSI, platform and service suite for verifiable data and digital identity. Built on Cardano, it offers core infrastructure for issuing DIDs, or decentralized identifiers. I've also heard it stand for digital identification, but I could be wrong. But also verifiable credentials alongside tools and frameworks to help expand your ecosystem. Users own their identity. They have full control over how their personal data is used and accessed. Data is shared with other people or organizations through secure and private peer-to-peer communication channels. Now, Atala Prism is designed for businesses and governments. Businesses can quickly onboard new customers, reduce compliance risks and costs like with KYC, and deliver seamless user experience. Governments can issue digital identities and allow instant access to public and private services. The mobile app offers end users a customizable design to receive and store their digital credentials. With the management console, digital credentials are issued or verified and easy to use decentralized management platform. DIDs are managed with a web browser extension. SDKs and APIs streamline processes, integrating digital identity and issuance functionality, verifying credentials into applications and workflow. It has an enrollment tool with biometric data capture as part of the onboarding process for a lightweight mobile app. The ecosystem can be expanded by using a low-cost smart card to store and share the digital credentials. Now, there's 2 main use cases currently in the works. So, Input-Output partnered with Ethiopia's Ministry of Education to implement a national student and teacher ID and attainment record system based on blockchain. Atala Prism's identity solution enables authorities to create tamper-proof educational credentials for like 3,500 schools, 5 million students, and 750,000 teachers. Then there's a Dish Network Corporation has taken the first steps towards the launch of a decentralized identification and loyalty system built on blockchain technology designed and developed by Input-Output. This first step enables blockchain capabilities in Dish's infrastructure through Atala Prism's identity services and Cardano's native asset features. The Atala Prism team brings together the most experienced, self-sustaining identity professionals in the industry. With over 25 years of collective experience, the team has members both inside and outside of IOHK. I mean, feel free to check out the link to their website in the description below. Iamx. Iamx is a legally binding global identity and authentication application owned and controlled by the owner. With Iamx, the cardholder can move around the web seamlessly and securely, just like they move around in the real world. Iamx is a next-generation passport. The business model is based on the massive incorporation of holders through a telecommunications partner that will issue credentials verifiable in the wallet of each holder through hardware to provide identity. They plan DID storage on various blockchains, starting with Cardano, obviously. The technology will enable decentralized and asynchronous workflows and smart contracts in any business case. Iamx will have a token designed to reward early investors by multiplying their allocation by 12 times, based on the Fibonacci replication algorithm. The utility of Iamx token is to create and verify identities. The team has 3 co-founders, Tim Highfield, Tim Brookman, and Gary Ledge, each with more than 20 years business experience. The team reports a history of working with 49 international telecom and mass media partners. These include A1, Asia Cell, Cell C, Deutsche Telekom, Freenet, Orange, Telefonica, 3, T-Mobile, Vodafone. I'm going to stop there because you get the idea. Our final note in the respect to fair reporting is check out this thread started by LIBERLION. I don't know who Temu Junks is, but they seem to have criticisms about 2 of the advisors on this project. Not something I really want to get involved in. We're just trying to present the facts as we see them, and this criticism doesn't seem to be completely baseless. However, you've got to do your own research, but we'll put a link to the website in the description below for you to peruse at your leisure. Blocademia. Blocademia is a system that wants to deal with the problem of certificate forgery. Whether it's a forged certificate, credential, or diploma, it often causes significant financial loss, reputational issues, and even danger to human life. Blocademia is a new proof-of-truth document verification system powered by the Cardano blockchain. The Blocademia system allows publishers to issue documents such as diplomas and certificates or whatever in an original, fast, and simple way for the end users to check them through the Blocademia web or mobile app. When a certificate is issued on the blockchain, remember, it cannot be edited or deleted. It's stored there permanently. Any type of credential can be issued through Blocademia in literally a few steps, with a QR code for a college diploma, personal ID, or even a judo black belt certificate. Blocademia will create its own native token as well on top of the Cardano network, and this token will be used for payments and interaction with the Blocademia system. And we will put a link to their website in the description below. Identity token. Identity token is the idea of owning the record of identity and carrying it personally, eliminating the need for custodians and intermediaries to manage, so without passwords and centralized databases for authentication. Using the Cardano blockchain and its native asset feature, this identity token proof of concept is a means of authentication. So once minted, it will be possible to prove identity to the services that support the protocol. A demo chat service will be developed as an example of how it could be used. But identity token could be used for many more use cases than that. Potential applications are NFT ownership tracking, Cardano social media profile, like linking third-party services like Discord or Twitter, all in your Cardano wallet. The project is in its initial phase at the moment, and the team will provide a technical white paper in the future detailing the rules of the identity protocol and how to use it. But in the meantime, you can explore on GitHub, and I'll give you a link below. The team believes that it could complement other authentication protocols, such as the OAuth 2 app. So, yeah, and unlike the others mentioned, I'll put a link to it in the description below. So that brings us to the end of the session for today. Remember that the full article can be found online on the AdaPulse website, along with a whole host of other articles that we don't have time to make videos for. So please do remember to click the like button, hit subscribe, get that bell notification so you get notified as soon as we got content out, and leave a comment below. Always say this, we want to hear what you guys are thinking, and it's good for our metrics too. But also share Farm Wives. We want to educate as many people as possible. And also remember that you can further support the AdaPulse channel by delegating your Ada to either Swag, Zod or ATM. And I'm Josh, the presenter for AdaPulse. That's it for now. I'll see you next time. Thank you.